Now this is the account of the kingship of Alalu and of the going to earth. In the land unity was lost, about the kingship many were aggrieved. In the palace princes were agitated, in the council councillors were distraught. From father to son succession from on the throne continued. Even Lama, the eighth, by adoption a son was proclaimed. Who was Alalu? Was he a legal heir? Was he firstborn? By what right did he usurp? Was he not a king slayer? Before the seven who judge, Alalu was summoned, his fate to consider. Before the seven who judge, Alalu spread his pleas. Though neither legal heir nor a son firstborn, of royal seed indeed he was. Of Anshargal am I descended, before the judges he claimed. By a concubine my ancestor was to him born, Alam was his name. By account of Shars, Alam was the firstborn, the throne to him belonged. By conniving the queen his rights put aside, a law of the seed from naught she created, for her son the kingship obtained. A lamb of kingship she deprived, to her son instead it was granted. By descent of Alam's generations am I continued, the seed of Anshargal is within me. The seven who judged to Alalu's words gave heed. To the council of councillors they passed the matter, truth or falsehood to ascertain. The royal annals from the House of Records were brought forth. With much care they were read. On and Onto the first royal couple were, 3 sons and no daughters to them were born. The firstborn was Anki. He died on the throne, he had no offspring. The middle son in his stead the throne ascended. On-Ib was his name. Anshargal was his firstborn, the throne he ascended. After him on the throne kingship by the firstborn did not continue. The law of succession by the law of the seed was supplanted. A concubine's son was the firstborn, by the law of the seed of kingship he was deprived. The kingship instead to Kishargal's son was granted, her being a half-sister of the king was the reason. Of the concubine's son, the firstborn, the annals made no record. Of him I am descended, Alalu to the councillors cried out. By the law of succession to him kingship belonged, by the law of succession to kingship am I now entitled. With hesitation the councillors of Alalu an oath of truth demanded. Alalu swore the oath of life or death, as king the council him considered. They summoned the elders, they summoned the princes, before them the decision was pronounced. From among the princes a young prince stepped forward. About the kingship words he wished to say. Succession must be reconsidered, to the assembly he said. Though neither firstborn nor by the queen a son, of pure seed am I descended. The essence of On in me is preserved, by no concubine diluted. The councillors heard the words with amazement. The young prince to step closer they summoned. They asked for his name. It is Anu, after my forefather On am I named. They inquired about his generations. Of On's 3 sons he them reminded. Anki was the firstborn, without son or daughter he died. On-Ib was the middle son, instead of Anki the throne he ascended. On-Ib the daughter of his younger brother took to be his wife. From them onward the succession is in the annals recorded. Who was that younger brother, a son of On and Ontu, one of purest seed? The councillors with wonderment looked at each other. Iniru was his name, Anu to them announced. He was my great ancestor. His spouse Niniru was a half-sister, her son was firstborn, Inama was his name. His wife was a half-sister, by laws of seed and succession a son she bore him. Of pure descent the generations continued, by law and by seed perfect. Anu after our forefather On did my parents name me. From the throneship we were removed, from On's pure seed we were not removed. Let Anu be king, many councillors shouted, let Alalu be removed. Others caution did counsel, let strife be prevented, let unity prevail. They called in Alalu, the discovered findings to be told. To the prince Anu, Alalu his arm in embrace offered. To Anu he thus said, though by different offsprings of one ancestor we are both descended, let us live in peace, together Nibiru to abundance return. Let me keep the throne, let you keep the succession. To the council words he directed, let Anu crown prince be, let him be my successor. Let his son my daughter espouse, let succession be united. Anu bowed before the council, to the assembly he thus declared, Alalu's cupbearer I shall be, his successor in waiting. A son of mine, a daughter of his, as bride shall choose. That was the council's decision. In the royal annals it was inscribed. In this manner Alalu on the throne remained seated. He summoned the sages, savants, and commanders he consulted. For deciding he gained much knowledge. Let celestial boats be constructed, he decided, to seek the gold in the hammered bracelet, he decided. By the hammered bracelets the boats were crushed, none of them returned. Let the weapons of terror the bowels of Nibiru be cut open, let volcanoes again erupt, he then commanded. With weapons of terror skyborne chariots were armed, with terror missiles from the skies were volcanoes struck. The mountains swayed, the valleys shuddered, as great brilliances with thunder exploded. In the land there was much rejoicing, of abundance there were expectations. In the palace, Anu was for Alalu the cupbearer. He would bow at Alalu's feet, set the drinking cup in Alalu's hand. Alalu was a king, Anu as a servant by him was treated. In the land, rejoicing receded, the rains were withheld, winds blew harder. The belching by volcanoes did not increase, the breach in the atmosphere did not heal. In the heavens, Nibiru its circuits kept coursing. From circuit to circuit, heat and cold grew harder to suffer. The people of Nibiru ceased to revere their king. Instead of relief, misery he caused. Alalu on the throne remained seated. The strong and wise Anu, foremost among the princes, was standing before him. He would bow to Alalu's feet, set the drinking cup in Alalu's hand. For 9 counted periods, Alalu was king on Nibiru. In the 9th Shar, Anu gave battle to Alalu. To hand combat with bodies naked, Alalu he challenged. Let the winner be king, Anu said. They grappled with each other in the public square. Doorposts trembled and walls shook. Alalu bent his knee. To the ground he fell on his chest. Alalu in combat was defeated. By acclaim, Anu was hailed as king. Anu to the palace was escorted. Alalu to the palace did not return. From the crowds he stealthily escaped. Of dying like Lama he was fearful. Unbeknownst to others, to the place of the celestial chariots he hurriedly went. Into a missile-throwing chariot Alalu climbed. Its hatch behind him he closed. The 4-part chamber he entered. The commander's seat he occupied. That which shows the way he lit up, with bluish aura the chamber filling. The firestones he stirred up, their hum like music was enthralling. The chariot's great cracker he enlivened, a reddish brilliance it was casting. Unbeknownst to others, in the celestial boat Alalu from Nibiru escaped. To snow-hued earth Alalu set his course. By a secret from the beginning he chose his destination.